Hello everyone, welcome to Guru TV. I am your host Jason Sutton of the Dana Raider Golf School, and I am on my continuous quest to help all you scoopers out there. And we're going to look at our lesson with Matt a little bit closer. We've got the high-speed camera out, the 300 frames per second camera that's going to give us a little closer look into what's going on with Matt's pitching stroke, and then comparing him to my pitching stroke. Let's see if we can help him improve his pitches, and see if we can help all of you out there improve your short game and your pitching, and help you to hit the ball a little bit more solid and to hit a few more greens and get it up and down. So let's go to the video. Let's see what's going on. Here we are with our pitching lesson with Matt here on Guru TV. Welcome back. You met Matt last session when we were talking about the index finger drill, and we're using a high-speed camera here so we can really get a closer look at what's going on and the differences in my pitching style and Matt's, which is going to really help all of you out there, but also we're going to help Matt continue his improvement. Matt, first off, I drew a line just outside the left hip of my setup and your setup, and you can notice that my feet are much closer together. I like to have about 60% of my weight on my left foot, and I want the left foot dropped back off the target line just a little bit. We talked about how yours started out very closed, you're very wide, which is going to create maybe some pivot issues in your stroke. So we want to really get our feet closer and get our left hip a little bit more on top of our left foot. And also I drew a line through your upper body, which you can tell you have a lot of spine angle away from the target. I'm a little bit more on top of the golf ball. So we want to try to get ourselves stacked over that left foot, which is really going to help us with just such a short swing control the bottom of our pitching stroke. So those are the first things, and then let's just take the swings back here as we go together. And what I want you to notice is, and this is the same shot we're hitting here, we actually stood in the same area, is how much longer your backswing is than mine. So we've got a backswing that's a little bit too long for the distance that we're hitting the ball, and I've even got my ball position a little bit more forward, so my ball is going to come out maybe a little higher than yours typically. So then coming down in the transition, what we'll notice is that your right wrist starts to unhinge a little bit too early. So you can see the club is being pushed down with the right hand and the right wrist. In my swing, which really is started predominantly with my left hip and my torso, with a soft grip pressure, my hands are actually hinging more coming down. So I'm increasing the lag into my downswing. So you can see when my hands are in the same position as yours, my club head is still even with my hands. Yours is well below the hands. So at this point, you're going to have to slow down, and your arms are actually slowing down a little bit through impact as your hips are backing up. So here into impact, not the worst impact position we've ever seen, and this is actually a huge improvement, but what we noticed is that your hips are actually going the opposite direction. Your right knee is kicking forward, but your hips are backing up. And you'll notice mine swing, the hips are moving with the club. The knees are moving towards the target, so I've got a little shift of the knees through, and the right foot's pretty quiet. So I'm still rotating, but my right foot doesn't really come off the ground a whole lot. And you'll see a big difference in your finish here. The head drops a little, and then you spin the right foot a little bit through impact. But you can see how much your hips have actually gone away from the target. So imagine, if we were going to throw a ball or toss a ball underhanded, we definitely would not have our torso going away from where we were throwing. We would step into the throw, and that's simply what we're doing here, is stepping into the throw. And that's why I want you to really feel like that your hips are much more on top of your left foot all the way throughout the stroke. And I think that'll really firm up that left wrist a little bit. So the one drill that I would have you do is a stork drill, which is simply hitting some pitches and chips with your right heel off the ground. Okay, that would be a great way for you to feel how much weight there is on the left side. And you have no choice but to pivot on your left hip and on your left foot. There would be no weight back here. So you can see you're actually spinning, but you're actually dropping back because the hips are moving away from the target. So I hope that helps you. I've got one more little thing that's kind of cool here. I think that we'll do is a little overlay. And I know we're not exactly in the same spot, but I'm going to just get the golf balls lined up there to where you can see it. And you'll really be able to see the difference. So here you are going back. So you can see a little different in the angles there. Not too much, but a little bit more arm swing going back. And then coming down is where we'll really start to see the difference. See, so there's the difference right there of hitting it solid with some spin and or bringing the fat or thin shot into play is the amount of lag you can sustain through impact. So as you come down, you're pushing. So again, there's the difference as well, how far forward my hands are. A little bit of a, not quite a vertical hinge, but a little bit of an angled hinge coming through, and you've got even more, almost a horizontal hinge there. As a lot more face rotation, a little more rotation of the forearms, a little more swivel, as I would say. So there's a big difference. See, my shaft still pointing at the ground like we talked about with the drill. So hope these ideas help. Thanks everybody for checking out the blog. I've got a couple more posts this week coming up with Jeff Passage, so stay tuned for that with his short game. And we'll see you next time on Guru TV.